Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another anime review. And today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Shenmue Episode 7, which I thought was another great episode. I very much enjoyed this series, but once again, this is coming from someone who's never played the games before, so I'm going in completely blind to the story. And well, in the last episode, Ryu finally made his way to Hong Kong, and we got the introduction to Joy, which, god damn, dude, I know I was simping over her in the last episode, but, worthy of simping over, you know what I'm saying? And I do have to say, all the ladies in this series are beautiful, man. You have Nozumi, who I would say is just cute, but then you have Joy, who is smoking, and you also have Alicia Tao, who we met at the end of the last episode, who is also pretty damn hot. And it ended with, Ryu confronting Alicia Tao saying, can you teach me about the Wuda so I can, learn all these techniques to eventually confront Lan Di. And this episode begins with Ryu not really challenging Alicia Tao, but, confronting her, and she says, all right, well, show me your skills. And she completely humiliates him, He's coming at her and using all his martial arts moves like, like attacking her. And she's deflecting everything and then grabs his arm, puts him in like the arm bar, as Chris Jericho would say from wrestling, and says, I could end your life right now if I wanted to. And it's like, holy shit, dude. So I'll show you, I got a bunch of screenshots, so I'll show you them. Here is the arm bar that, Alicia Tao put Ryu in. And here's like an image of her, which, look at her. Holy shit, dude. She is hot. And I will say, because I was comparing them to how they look in the games, and they look very similar. The games, not really like, I shouldn't say like polygon, but not pixely either, because I think they were on the Dreamcast, right? So they're dated looking. So, comparing it to anime, the anime, they look beautiful right here, man. Absolutely. So she humiliates him and says, look, I'm not going to teach you. And you got to go here. You got to find the master. Which, let me get the name for this right. Because, like I said, this is the first time watching it. So I'm kind of, Joy, that's the name I can remember. But these other names are difficult. The Guang Martial Arts School to learn about the principles of Wuda. So Guang is spelled Guang. So hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And meets the master there, Zushan Zan. Again, spelled ZoushanXuan. So forgive me if I can't pronounce this shit, but I don't know what the hell they're saying. So, Ryu makes his way over there to meet the master. And there's a cool scene where, like, all the students are doing their techniques. They're like, like doing their practicing. And as Ryu's walking by the entrance, there's two guards of swords. And as he's walking by, they, like, block him with their swords. They go, like, block him like that. And Ryu, all badass, is completely unfazed. Like, I'm here to see the master, here to learn about the Wuda. And eventually sees the master. The master's like, oh, I can't teach you. You be on your way. So that's when Ryu runs into Joy again. And Joy's like, fancy seeing you here, Ryu. How you like in Hong Kong? He's like, oh, hey, Joy. And she tells him to find this street performer. Again, let me get the name right. Zongquan. Zongquan, and find Zongquan. He's a street performer at the mall, and she makes like this cute. Again, look at her, dude. She is smoking. It makes this cute pouty face, like, oh, So Ryu has to find Zongquan, which he does. He's this man right here, and like I said, he's a street performer. And Ryu's asking him all these questions. He's like, all right, step right up, folks. We're going to have this boy here take this rock and chop it in half with his bare hands. And not knowing that Ryu actually is a skilled martial artist. So what happens is, Ryu gets the rock and chops it in half. And Zongquan's pretty shocked. He's like, whoa, this kid's got some skills. And then, like, this gang called the Yellowheads show up. And they cause all sorts of problems, start, like, saying that Zongquan has to pay his fee or something, and Ryu's dispatching because Zongquan like went to the bathroom and had to take a piss break, and Ryu's fighting all these guys, and he comes back and he sees how well he's doing. He's like, oh, this kid really does know some skills. And you see Zongquan, he doesn't necessarily attack them, he just sort of like stands back and trips them up and stuff, and that's a way of fighting enemies, I suppose, and does quite well there. And then we also get this scene where we see this man here, Ren, who we saw at the end of the last episode. He was part of that gang that boy Wong was a part of. Remember the little boy from the last episode who stole Ryu's backpack? And he finds Joy, and he's asking Joy about the foreigner. He heard about this foreigner from Japan who's here, and what's the deal with him? And Joy's like, well, I'm not going to tell you where he is. You know, you're going to have to go find him. He went to the mall with the street before with Zonquan, and he makes his way there and actually sees Ryu fighting all these guys. Like, oh shit, this guy's got some skills. So eventually, Ryu makes his way back to the master of the school, asking some questions, and learns that Zonquan was like a former student who wasn't expelled, but just sort of like wandered off. And then, learning some more, he actually has dinner with Joy. And there's a cute scene too where they're having dinner. She asked him at, actually. She like throws a rock at his window. He's staying in this hotel. Throws a rock at his window. He's like, oh, Joy, what do you want? And, oh, let's get a bite to eat. So they're out for dinner, and Ryu sort of has like an epiphany thinking about the Wuda, and learns that Zonquan must know it. And what this Wuda is it's known as Jie, which is the principle of not showing your true strength. Not necessarily, it's sort of like, don't be too cocky, only use your true strength when you really need to, which that's what Zonquan was doing. That's also what Li Tao was doing, where she didn't even attack him. She was like letting Ryu flail himself around, and then when he least expected, just grabbed his arm. Didn't punch him, didn't do anything. So that's that technique, right? Not even a technique, just a principle, like a philosophy. So he doesn't even have dinner of Joy. He's like, oh, I got it. And he just like wanders off and leaves some money for her, and that's that. But there's also another scene too where Ryu runs into Zonquan again, and instead of like breaking the rocks, he gets these not phone books, but like old textbooks. He's like, all right, chop the textbooks in half. And you see like his pot of money is getting full from all the tips from all these people watching him, and like, oh, let's give this dude some money for doing that. So, eventually Ryu at the end of the episode makes his way back to Li Tao and says, I learned about the Wuda, the Ji, so you gotta teach me now. She's like, well, I'm not gonna teach you, but how about I let you stay here? And shows him to the room he's gonna be staying at, and that's that. So also, Li Tao reveals her real name, which was Xiying Hong. Again, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. It's spelled Xiyinghong. Xiying Hong. So I don't know why she has an alias, but she does. And there's also a little girl staying in the same place that Li Tao is. I guess another student or whatever. So you got that. And then we get a cameo from Shenhua again, which I think we've seen Shenhua in pretty much every episode. I'd imagine she's going to be important because she is on the cover of the anime center stage. And I think she's on the cover of one of the games, probably the first game. And at some point, they said she lives in China, like some kind of village, because there was an early episode where she had this goat and she was reciting a poem or something. So at some point, Ryu's going to meet her, I'd imagine. But yeah, I've enjoyed this series quite a bit, man. I mean, when it's all done, because it's only 13 episodes, I'd like to, not binge watch it right away, but maybe a few months down the road, like watch all 13 episodes in the span of a week or whatever, instead of watching week to week, because I feel like I'd get more out of it. And definitely a very, very good story. And, yeah, I mean, and it helps when all the chicks are hot, too. Like I said, Joy, I don't know how you guys all feel. Early on I was thinking Nozumi just because, she was going after Ryu, but Joy is definitely best girl in this series. What do you guys think? But, yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, this is going up on Saturday, so that means episode 8 is going to air later tonight at midnight. I can't stay up that late to watch at midnight, so that's why my reviews are sort of like pre-game hype for the next episode. So, stay tuned for my live stream later tonight with some more Kingdom Hearts. That'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and we're going to start the final world in that game, so look forward to that. And that's all I got for you. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for more videos all week, and my review of Shenmue Episode 8 next Saturday. So, have a great day, everybody.